Okay, and welcome everyone. My name is Christine. I'm going to be your reader today, / your host from Official Meliora, where we do tarot for the pursuit of better. All right, let me clear this all off because I have a mess, a big old mess. I've been traveling for the last week. I was in Cleveland. Now I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, visiting my in-laws, and we're here for about we'll leave tomorrow. Today is Sunday when I'm filming this. Sunday, I believe it's the 8th. Is it the 8th or the 9th now? I can't remember. I think it's the 9th now. Lionsgate Portal 88. If you follow that, it's not a real astrology point. So for me, I'm not all about that. But if you do follow it, it's come and leave us. So I got some mail before I left for Baltimore on Friday. I got in the Red Visions Tarot, the Libra Somnia, by Eugene Vinitsky and Elsa Kapatunovsky. Kapatunovsky. I think I said that right. I don't know. I'm not the best with names. Again, Elsa Kapatunovsky and Eugene Vinitsky. And then also the Birds of San Juan Oracle. Then I also picked up Tarot Vitae. I believe this is a US game system deck. So it's the Tarot Vitae by Marco Proietto. And then I picked up Rachel Pollack's Tarot of the Open Labyrinth. And then I went to a couple witchy shops in Cleveland and I picked up this really cute tarot bag along with the Llewellyn Tarot, which has been, oh no, I almost lost those cards, which has been living inside said bag, which I haven't even cut the tags off. So let's get to it. Let's unbox some of these decks and look at them, because the only thing I've done, I've played a little bit with the Birds of San Juan by MJ. Haven't done anything with this except take the plastic wrap off, put the certificate card in there, and look at this. You know me, I might sniff it, but that's about as far as I get unless I can't wait. So the Birds of San Juan, we're going to start with this one because I've opened it. Came in a really beautifully packaged tissue paper around it. I have a picture. I'll put the picture in the video. And then it came with this California quail printout here that says thank you, Christine, and is signed. And here's the guidebook. It's a pretty standard guidebook for the Birds of San Juan. Let's see. Let's pull a card because these cards are just so beautiful. I'm sure you want to get into them. Here's the bag. She stamped the bag. So unlike her previous indie decks that just come in this plain white bag, the Birds of San Juan Island have this print on it. This stamp, this vinyl stickering, I would call it, like a vinyl sticker. Same with the bag here that it comes in, the big bag. Normally the color work is embedded into the bag, but this has like a vinyl sticker on it. And it stuck pretty good. I'm really impressed with how well it's sticking. So yeah, way to go MJ on the new bags. I'm really digging them. Really, really digging them. Here's the backs. These are the backs. And there's one card that is like the same card on both front and back. Like a cutter card. I forget what they're called. A significator. The certificate of authenticity for the deck. Let me move this stuff. I'm working in a small space, like on the top of a dresser. And I don't have the right ring light, so everything's kind of messy. All right, let's pull a card for the Birds of San Juan. Cardstock is about the same. This is a borderless deck, by the way. I'll show you here in just a moment. We'll do a little walkthrough, but we're gonna pull a card first. All right, what do we have? Renewal. Surf Scoter. Surf Scoter. Renewal. There's somewhat of a light there. They're not glossy or anything like that. Same cardstock as Coastal Crow and as her other deck that I just got too. Guardians of the Night Oracle. I don't have that one on me. I do have the Coastal Crow with me though. Surf Scoter. I'm going to read from you from the Elemental PQRS. So the book is, the guidebook is in, alphabetical order by bird. It's not by keyword, it's by the bird. So, although summers are stellar here and weather is usually close to perfect as anyone could want, winter is my favorite time of year on the island. It's quiet and hardly any traffic, and I usually find a parking spot on a spring street. It's also wonderful to look for birds, as so many passerby gather here during colder months. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong one. Oh no, I'm not. Just kidding, I skipped a page. The surf scoter can be seen at other times of the year, but it is most abundant around the island in the winter. Look for it along the west side of the waters near Cattle Point, 4th of July Beach, and South Beach. So on this guidebook, she tells you like where to find the bird, a little bit about the bird, and then she gives you like what the message could mean for this card. So, renewal asks you to examine what you're ready to molt. What has become too worn to carry forward? What once helped you survive but now keeps you grounded? What needs to be released so that new strength can grow in its place? This card may appear during a slow season, a time when progress feels delayed or your usual momentum feels off, like you're trudging through mud. You may want to rush ahead, but the energy of the surf scoter asks for patience. Some forms of growth require you to stop, shed, and trust that your ability to move will return. Renewal is not like starting over from nothing. There is a foundation of wisdom and experience that travels with you. It is the body, mind, heart, or spirit replacing what has become worn with something better suited for the next part of the journey. Message. Renewal reminds you that a pause can be a part of restoration. Like the surf scoter grounded while new feathers grow, you might be in the season of shedding what no longer supports you. Something new is forming, and when it is ready, it may help you take flight again. Beautiful. So let's look through the cards. I'm gonna see. Oh, I don't think I can bring you in because I have my camera flipped around. Pain in the butt. So we're gonna do it this way. Mourning dove loss. Parasitic Jaeger appropriation. My daughter pulled this card today. Red-winged blackbird. Defense. Purple finch. Attraction. Vox's swift or a Vo swift. Speed. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get the images in here. Black turnstone, exhaustive. Red-breasted. I can't read upside down. A red-breasted sapsucker, ephemeral. Migration, the trumpet swan. Oops, this one's upside down. This is the pine siskin for bombardment. This is the Bonaparte's gull for discernment. A yellow warbler is going to bring messages. The vision snipe, elusive. And mimicry for the Hutton's vireo. These are birds. I'm a big birder, by the way, and these are birds. Some of these birds are birds I've never heard of. A rhinoceros auklet, capacity. So I'm anxious to get in the guidebook and read about the birds, why they're important, that kind of thing, because I love them. I started a western meadowlark. I downloaded the Merlin app finally because I have a bird buddy. So I have a bird feeder camera and I watch the birds in my backyard and we feed them. I get a lot of grackles. But I do have things like cardinals and red-breasted grosbeaks, a couple of pain-in-the-butt cowbirds. But, you know, I do get birds and I'm learning about birds. I love to watch them and learn about them. This is a blackbird adaptation, Brewer's Blackbird adaptation. Community for the quail. This was the card that came with the book. Odyssey for the olive-sided flycatcher. That's a pretty card. So I'm anxious to learn about these birds and get into the guidebook. We have the hairy woodpecker absorption. You guys know I love to use my bird meetings deck that I have for work, and this might replace that just because I love bird energy. My gran, I showed this to, she loved it. Pigeon Guillemot investigation, and the keywords are quite great. Reversal for a red-necked farlarp. Reversal for a red-necked farlarp. This is a Merlin change, sudden change. I pulled this card today. Then we have a barn, or I'm sorry, a barred owl, not a barn owl, barred owl, fixed. A red crossbill, drift. A wood duck, independence. A northern pintail, refinement. The cursive is hard to read upside down, but I don't think most of us plan on reading our decks upside down, so that is in no means a criticism of the deck. Let me just get that out there. Okay. All right, we're gonna go quickly. We got a horned grib filter, a bald eagle, expectations, a turkey vulture, endings, a barn swallow, construction, brown-headed cowbird. Those are pains in the butt birds. If you don't know anything about cowbirds, they will kick eggs out of a nest. They're brood thieves. So they'll go to like a cardinal's nest, for example, and they will lay their own eggs and kick the cardinal's eggs out of the nest. Yeah, they're not very nice. Western tanager radiance. Double-coasted Canara, Abundance by the Dublin, Lore, Common Raven, Independence is the Cedar Waxwing, beautiful, Presence for the Swanson's Thrush. We have the Red-Breasted Nuthatch for the Threshold. We have the Black Oyster Catcher for cutting. Cleverness by the American Crow. A black-headed grosbeak. I've never seen one of them. I've seen the red-breasted grosbeaks. Teamwork. Is that an oriole in the back? Western bluebird, underestimated. A bush tit, solidarity. An osprey is for hunt. A common loon is for wilderness. And Virginia Rail, Secrets. A Belted Kingfish, Proportion. Brant is Boisterous, and a Killdeer's Performance. Beautiful deck by MJ. Couldn't have asked for more out of a bird deck. I like that she talks about like their migration patterns, and she talks about, you know, quite a few different things about the birds, like where you can find them on the island, where they come from, why they're there, if they visit, once they visit. So you get a nice history. I'm not familiar with San Juan Island, but I'm getting to know it a little bit. All right, next up, we'll do the Libra Somnia last, because that's going to be a heavy one. We have Terra Vitae, which I had seen this on upcoming deck releases by Lisa Pepez or somebody, Hot Takes, who knows. I seen this on someone's channel saying that this deck was coming out, and I pre-ordered it because I love a good modernized Rider-Waite-Smith clone. I have decks that when I read for clients, when I read for clients, I like to use Rider-Waite-Smith clone decks, or close to Rider-Waite-Smith decks. My Oracle decks, I'll use some of my indies, but a lot of my indie decks, like this Red Vision Tarot, I'm not sure that I'll read with clients with this, you know? So I always like to pick up a few different types of decks. And so we're going to check this one out. This is Terra Vitae. It's by Marco Proieto. It's a US Game Systems deck. It does come in their new tuck boxes. So like you can see that this has that dip right here in the tuck box. It is pretty sturdy, but this is going to have to go in a bag because I'll tear this up, and if I throw this in my bag, it'll be raggedy within a week. So I'm gonna have to get a box or a bag for this. Here is the guidebook, Terra Vitae. Let's see what the guidebook has. So, like the Empress, it says Venus on it. So it gives you the ruler of the sign for each major. What about the minors? No rulers for the minors, just the majors. It gives you an upright, a reverse, and then a little message for each card. So for the Chariot, Cancer, upright, triumph, affirmation, travel, determination, trust. Reverse, obstacles, impulsiveness, blockage, confusion, uncertainty. Okay. And then a message. So let's go through it. These are the backs. I love the backs. These are the backs. These are the backs. So you can see it has all the elements in the corners. And let's put it here. The Fool. The Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength. Now it doesn't have nudity, I don't think, in it. It's all like covered. The Wheel. I like this Justice. She's a sexy Justice. Check out the sexy Justice. Hey! Hanged Man. Death. I like that Death. Temperance. The Devil. Okay, I could go without the hairy crotch on the Devil, but other than that, I'm good. The Tower. You lost your crown there, Toots. The Star. The Moon. So again, it's just the Sun, Judgment, the World, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. I think I might cut the borders off. It's a standard tarot size, by the way. So it's standard size tarot, which I love. But I've become a picky lady in my day. So like borders kind of bug me now on decks. And so I might trim this one. It was only like 20, 25 bucks, $23, I think, for this deck. It wasn't too expensive. I wanted to check it out. There's the Queen of Wands with her kitty. King of Wands. Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups with the Caduceus. Three of Cups. Pretty good. I like it. All the symbolism is there. That's what I like, is that it kept major symbolism in there. Like the color, the hats, the coat, the cloaks, you know what I mean? Everything, most of the pieces, the fish and a cup for the Page of Cups are there. And so that was important to me, like the way that the waters are on each of these. It's always important to me. In the Two of Swords, are they blindfolded or not? What does that Two of Swords look like? Are the swords piercing in the Three of Swords, or are they not piercing in the Three of Swords? So this is a little, let's get to Pentacles of Tarot Vitae. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, you know. Cardstock is US game cardstock. It's not bad. It's bendy. You can riffle. We'll riffle with it. Eight of Pentacles. True to size, or true to story, or true. Again, it's just a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. Very simple. Nothing crazy. But sometimes you need a deck like that. And sometimes I am a hardcore RWS reader. Like I learned on the Rider-Waite-Smith. I'll show you guys my deck real quick, my baby. I learned on the Rider-Waite-Smith just the standard. This is my deck. My baby deck. You guys, I never edged it. Look how dirty it is and worn in this deck is. Like, eee. If I could clean it, I would. If anybody knows how to clean decks without hurting them, let me know. But this deck has held up for, look, strength. Right on top, strength. Because this deck is strong. It's resilient. This deck has been around for, what, 15 years now? And I haven't had to replace it or a card or anything of it. It's just, this is my deck, you know. And yeah, that Tarot Vitae came right in quick, didn't it? So I use this deck a lot. Even though I have a million decks, there's something about my RWS deck that it still makes it when I have parties. When I have, you know, I'll put 3 decks out for my clients and tell them to pick whichever deck calls to them, and then I work with that deck. And so I usually, you know, I love to work with my new decks, and I love to explore new decks with clients. But some decks, again, like I said, I don't always read. So I always like to pick up a lot of Rider-Waite-Smith clones. I do a lot of parties, so if anybody spills a drink or anything like that, it doesn't harm my decks. And they're easy readers. Now, when I'm not doing parties and I'm doing private, maybe, you know, I will do, before I set up for my readings, I'll pull an astrology chart for the client and pull cards while I look at the chart and work with the energy and really settle into their energy and look at their eclipses and their solstice points and all that jazz. And sometimes I'll know, like, hey, maybe I need to pull these blue bones out for this client. Or, hey, maybe I need to get, you know, something a little bit more darker going. So, I don't know where I was going with all that. Here's the Llewellyn. I picked this up at Spirit Apotheosis in Cleveland, along with this bag, which I think is so cute. It was $16.99, but it's a tarot bag. The Unemployed Philosophers Guild made this. The tarot bag is your favorite tarot deck. The Unemployed Philosophers Guild is who made this bag, and it is so cute. And they had a couple of them, different kinds. I just picked up this one, and I think I'm going to keep my Llewellyn Tarot in it. You know, I picked up the Llewellyn Tarot because it's getting ready. This version of the deck is getting ready to go out of print, I've been told. And so I wanted to pick it up before the, the anniversary edition comes out. I can't remember, is it the 20th or the 40th? I can't remember. I just love the artwork on this deck. I really do. So I've been playing with it a lot. It's been coming with me everywhere. Again, I'm traveling, so I picked it up in Cleveland, went home, and then brought it back with me to Baltimore. So I've been carrying it around, and I like it. I don't like the cardstock as much, I'll tell you that. I could do without that cardstock, but it's not the worst cardstock I've ever had, so I'm not going to complain. All right, let's get into Red Visions Tarot. All right, so I don't know if any of you know this or not, but I'm actually studying to be a Jungian analyst, and this deck is based off Carl Jung's Red Book. And the Red Book has been such an inspiration to me in my own development. Some of the free association techniques and confrontation with the unconscious, you know, I took from Carl Jung and have integrated lots of things, you know, doing this. And so when I seen this deck on Kickstarter, I said, oh my God, I have to absolutely have this immediately now. No questions asked. So I haven't cracked the guidebook open or anything. This is what it looks like. Came with a certificate of authenticity or whatever. I got copy 278. Guidebook. The guidebook is a little chunky. I was going to say a chunky guidebook. Small print for those who have small prints, who can't read small print. Get your cheaters out. You're going to need them. And then let's look. So, at times the strangest dreams come on the very nights when a person feels their life has come to a standstill. When reality grows still, their inner world begins to speak more loudly through silhouettes, symbols, and strange visions that cannot fully be explained, yet cannot be forgotten. The story of the tarot Libersomnia began with a diary, the very one that became the foundation of our previous deck, Madhouse Tarot. Its pages preserve the writings of a person who spent several years in a psychiatric institution in the beginning of the 20th century, reflections of a mind passing through a profound crisis. But the diary didn't end there. After leaving the institution, the author continued to write. Fragmented thoughts born during the period of confinement gradually gave way to description of dreams. Night after night, with passages filled with strange imagery, ordinary corridors turns into endless galleries and libraries. Doctors took on those of traits of sages, friends, or monsters. Closed doors turned into open worlds. He encountered people in his dreams and animals contemplating towers, gazing at stars and dark waters. Some of these reflections have already found their reflection in the imagery of the Madhouse Tarot, yet released at the end of 2020. Yet another remained in the notebook, Dreams. So it goes on and on and on and on and on. Libersomnia was born in the liminal space between sleep and waking. Carl Jung called it the collective unconsciousness. Yeah, so I'm super stoked to get into this. I know the Red Book had a big influence on this. The stuff that we just read about from the Madhouse Tarot, the guy who was in the psychiatric institution, has a big influence on this deck. And for me, it was the Carl Jung influence in the confrontation of the unconscious and getting into the unconscious, the work of your dreams, which is the work of your unconscious. These are the backs. A little glossy, as you can see. It's got gold gilding. Beautiful. And then let's take a sneak peek. A lot of blues in this deck, I feel like. All right, guys, let's do it. The Fool. The Magician. High Priestess. Not super crazy about the lack of pillars, but that's okay. Again, it's because I'm so Rider-Waite-Smithy. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. My daughter just came up here looking for me. Chariot. Strength. I love that strength. I love the Wheel. Justice. And it does give you this dreamy vibe. I like the Hangman. Death. Ooh. Perfect. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. Look how big everybody is. How the moon makes shadows appear bigger than they seem. I love that. The Sun. Use of color in this deck is going to be very important. And you can see that they have the Kabbalistic and the sign on each card. So here and here for the world. Saturn. Then they have the element on your minors. So here's your Ace of Wands. Slippy. They are slippy. They gotta get broken in, but they are slippy. I will let you guys know, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as my pagan other worlds, which that deck was so slippy. I want to keep it in order. Two of Wands. I love the checkerboard. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Ooh. I love this Five of Wands. Here's our Knight. Interesting take on the King. Look at that duality. Three of Cups. I'm gonna stand this way, guys. The Four of Cups. Ooh. Six. All right, just a few. Look at that, Two of Swords. Four, five, the six, the seven, the eight, here's your Pentacles, Ace of Coins. Seven of Cups or Coins. The 9, the 10, alrighty, and that is the Libra Somnia, the Red Visions Tarot. The Red Visions Tarot. Now my deck's a lot of order. That's okay. That's what it's made for. Let's give it a shuffle. I don't want to ruffle it with gilding. I wonder if I'll study with this deck. It might be a nice addition to my Deacon Walk, since it does have correspondence. I mean, I have correspondences pretty much memorized. Did I just ruin the gilding already? Oh my God. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. My Queen of Wands right on top. All right, I'll take it. All right, guys, so last thing I want to show you is Tarot of the Open Labyrinth by Rachel Pollack. Picked this puppy up. I seen it come out on someone's channel and they were talking about maybe getting it. And then I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw it and I didn't buy it. And then I went to a different Barnes & Noble and I saw it again and I bought it. So I'm only through the foreword and I'm in the introduction a couple pages. So I'm only like 10 pages in it, but I skimmed through a few pages and read it while I was there at both Barnes & Nobles and really liked it. So I'll do a review and let you know how it goes. If you're still here with me, thanks for following. My name's Christine. Give it a like, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all the things. Thanks for tuning in and let me know which deck you like the most. Bye.